The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening. Welcome to Today on One. In the news tonight, the journey to production is still very long, says Petroleum Commissioner. Shape skills Namibia to train unemployed graduates. Cancer cases and mortality rates on the rise. Farmers encouraged to use defensive mitigation methods against veld fires. And round up, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. Now for the news in detail. Petroleum Commissioner within the Ministry of Mines and Energy says that Namibia still has a long journey to go before it becomes an oil-producing country, because it will take significant time and billions of dollars in investment to move from discovery to production. Maggie Shino said that only after 4 years of production will the government get revenue from oil production.
Shino made the remarks to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources at a recent stakeholders engagement.
The journey to production is still very long. I know we have had a discovery, there has been an announcement, there has been a hype of jubilation, people have been happy, but what we need to understand is that for us, as explorers, we still have a very long journey ahead of us before we can be able to change the Namibian narrative to say that we are an oil-producing nation. We are oil finders. We have oil accumulation, but we are not yet an oil-producing nation. For us to get to that stage, a lot of work still needs to be done. And what we are saying is that we have been here before, where discovery has been made in 1974, and we are still at that same position in terms of a discovery being made. Now, what the changes for the landscape to change between what has happened in 1974 and what is happening in 2022 depends then on all the policymakers and government coherent approach for us to be able to change that narrative, so that what has happened in 1974 with a discovery that is still in the ground should not be able to happen again in 2022. What we are saying is that when we are saying the journey is still long, there is still a significant time that is required and billions of funds that are required for us then to get to that position of first oil.
Shino further explains that government will benefit between 55% and 65% in revenue per barrel once oil production begins, adding that Namibia should remain competitive as the oil discoveries came at a time when issues of energy transitions are at the fore and the world is moving away from fossil fuel, thus attracting investment will be challenging.
We also need, as a country, we also need to remain competitive. We are working in an environment, or Namibia has found accumulations, or made a discovery in the time where issues of energy transition are at the fore. We are finding ourselves to have to produce oil and gas in a time where the world or the international community, which is the source of our funding that we require to be able to bring these resources to the surface, are moving away from fossil fuel and trying decarbonize the environment and in an issue of energy transition. So it's a challenge for us as Namibia. We need to remain competitive for us to be able to then to realize those resources, for them to be having a meaningful impact to our economy. If you can see, maybe let me just move to the next item. This is the level of, the first graph shows the level of investment that are required. From where we are now until first oil, and maybe even until the first 3 years of production, we are just going to be pumping in billions and billions of US dollars. Only, if you look at the last graph, only after perhaps the 4th year or the 3rd year, the government revenue will start then to come in terms of the project will start to be able to make money for us as a nation. However, the upside potential is that once this revenue starts, when they come in, they are quite significant. They are quite a game changer, and therefore that's why we are able to risk drilling wells that are costing $80 million US, and with a chance of success that is almost close to 10%, and with no guarantee that you'll be able to get that money back, because we are hoping to get to that stage where the revenues are then flowing in, where we are being able to double or triple even our GDP, depending on the market of the day. I just wanted to provide clarity that within the oil industry is quite different in terms of its management, in terms of its economics, from all other sectors. A 10% equity in the license does not translate in meaning that the Namibian government will only take 10% of what comes up. We have what we call a government take, which is a share. When a barrel is being produced, there's a share of how much of that barrel, in terms of revenue, in terms of profit that comes out, how much of it goes to the Namibian government as a total package, and how much goes to the oil company or to the investors that have put in the money. That share is then divided in a form of that pie chart that you have there. Our government take, depending then on the terms and conditions that we have agreed upon with the companies within the petroleum agreements, is that we are ranging between 55% to 65% in terms of the share or the distribution or the revenue that's going to come to the government per barrel once you start the production.
Shino says exploration activities in Namibia started in 1973, which resulted in the Kudu gas field, and to date, Namibia has drilled a total of 32 dry wells, which the government spent $50 million US on.
There are thousands of reasons to smile with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, where you can win instant cash for what you want most. Plus, get amazing savings like Cross & Blackwell Tangy Mayonnaise for only $36.99 or Koo Baked Beans in tomato sauce for just $12.49. Win your share of thousands in cash instantly with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, only at Spar.
Choose boldness and celebrate the skin you're in with Nivea Rich Nourishing. Our triple layered care of deep moisture serum, natural almond oil, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Choose to wear your skin with pride with Nivea Rich Nourishing.
The first winner of the Champions League, Real Madrid, is the champion of Europe for the 14th time. As Madrid needed to rally from losing positions in the knockout stage, and it was never a sure thing during the final against Liverpool.
Shape Skills Namibia, a local youth-led project in collaboration with United Nations Namibia, will be hosting a training workshop with 30 unemployed graduates from 1st October. The training is aimed at enhancing the skills of unemployed graduates to prepare them for the job market.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
The project was created as a response to the high youth unemployment rate in Namibia, which according to the United Nations Populations Fund UNFPA stood at 50% last year. Shape Skills Namibia will offer training in communications, marketing, diplomacy, project management, entrepreneurship and web design. Shape Skills Project Coordinator Vekunda Kakujaha stated that even though education is key, obtaining a degree does not always guarantee that one will immediately get a job, as there are certain things that you need to have like networking and experience. Kakujaha added that graduates should join various programs and organizations that are helping the youth prepare for the job market.
The Shape Skills program was started 2 years ago as a response to the high youth unemployment that we have within our country, which stood around 40 point something percent. If you look at last year's statistics from the NSA, and that is a very large youth unemployment across the world. Namibia is one of the highest. And then when you look at that, and then you also look at the same time, we also have high amounts of graduates. Like this youth unemployment rate is being formed by a lot of people that are that have graduated. And over the years, you've been told that education is the key. You know, you get your degree, and then once you have your degree, you can then find the means to make a living. With our current economic status, the things how they are currently, and with what had happened with COVID, you then see where you have a bunch of people who are willing and ready to contribute to our country's economy and form part of our GDP and more, but then they don't have a means as to where do they start, because our job market is very, very saturated and it's hence very competitive. So the Shape Skills program was started to help these graduates, to give you, to upskill you basically, and give you an overview of other skills that you will need within a workplace that will make you more employable to whoever employs you.
Communications and content creator at Shape Skills Namibia, Helena Johannes, urged all unemployed Namibian graduates to apply for the training, which will allow them to upskill and become employable in the Namibian labor market.
The Global Shapers Windhoek Hub is urging unemployed graduates that are based in Windhoek to take up this space and register for the next cohort that is ending on the 25th of September 2022 to upskill and be employable in the Namibian job market, just to ensure that they get the necessary skills from our facilitators and our trainers.
The training workshop is slated to take place on the 1st of October 2022 in Windhoek.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Choose boldness and celebrate the skin you're in with Nivea Rich Nourishing. Our triple layered care of deep moisture serum, natural almond oil, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Choose to wear your skin with pride with Nivea Rich Nourishing.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder. Instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me one sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
Prevent cramps with Fabufarm's new MVA cramp stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabufarm's MVA cramp stop contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps with a full month's supply of capsules. It's Fabufarm's new MVA cramp stop, your #1 choice in cramp prevention. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
Every year, tens of thousands of African students submit applications to colleges and universities worldwide in hopes of gaining admission. The invasion of Russian forces into Ukraine has highlighted the thousands of African students that were studying in the Eastern European country and their difficulties fleeing the nation.
The Cancer Association of Namibia's Chief Executive Officer, Rolf Hansen, says there has been a noticeable rise in the number of cancer cases and mortality rates in Namibia in recent years. Hansen said this at the launch of this year's Cancer Apple project, adding that this is a cause for concern that needs to be addressed by stakeholders.
The Cancer Association of Namibia CEO Rolf Hansen said that the cancer patients have increased at 1.1 million in Africa. This was said at the Bank Window project launch.
While Namibia has a very small population compared to South Africa or Zimbabwe, we have an ASR cancer incidence rate of 198.3 per 100,000 population, while South Africa has an ASR of 209.5 per 100,000, you see very close, and Zimbabwe stands at 200.4 per 100,000 population. A more direct example of a population and geographical setting similar to Namibia is our neighbors, Botswana, and with their incidence rate of only 109.5 per 100,000 population count versus Namibia's 198.3 per 100,000 count. You will now better understand that when I say we have a very serious problem in Namibia regarding cancer, and this needs to be addressed immediately, I'm in business.
Jacqueline Peck, the Executive Officer of Marketing and Corporate Communications at Bank Windhoek, said they started the Cancer April initiative in 2000 and raised about 50,000 Namibian dollars through the project. Since then, around 30 million Namibian dollars were collected over the years. However, last year, fewer funds were generated due to the impact of COVID-19.
Last year, we were only able to give the project 1.2 million. I think it was under what we initially anticipated because we wanted to hand over 1.5 million. But still, it was an amount that assisted the Cancer Association with all the initiatives and activities. And it was understandable because it was following COVID and everything, and I think our general public was very distressed in terms of, being able to give back.
Jacqueline Peck is further urging public members to come on board in supporting the Bank Window Cancer April project.
There are thousands of reasons to smile with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, where you can win instant cash for what you want most. Plus, get amazing savings like Huggies Dry Comfort Nappies Value Pack for only $159.99 or 3 kg Sunlight Hand Washing Powder for just $79.99. Win your share of thousands in cash instantly with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway. Only at Spar.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
This is my favorite gear. Nivea Men Black and White Deo with 5 times Deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try SA's #1 anti-stain deodorant.
Husna Kukundakwe was the youngest athlete at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. The teenager hopes her confidence and her resilience will inspire young people across the continent to follow their dreams.
My name is Husna Kukundakwe. I'm 14 years old. I am a power swimmer and a Paralympian. I first started swimming, just playing around in the pool at the age of 3. But I started professional swimming at the age of 12.
With veld fires anticipated to continue during the current windy season, Senior Station Officer at the Emergency and Disaster Risk Management Division, Philippe Shikongo, encouraged farmers to practice defensive fire mitigation and to train farm workers on the necessary precautions to prevent wildfire outbreaks.
Sikongo's advice comes after wildfires broke out near Reboth last week and raged on for over 4 days, destroying about 30,000 hectares of grassland, wildlife and property, amongst others. Sikongo told Today on One that wildfires are largely fueled by seasonal changes, especially during winter and autumn.
During summer we receive significant amount of rain, and then we receive this significant amount of rainfall, which now has an impact on the vegetation that grows thick. In some areas there is no control of the growth of this vegetation. And then in winter, when this grass dries up, we usually then experience fire outbreaks that we may say are usually human caused. So one needs to also remember that there is a significant talk about climate change, which starts off now by some seasons or some years during the summer we did not have enough rainfall. We lost a lot of animals, that is both wild and domestic. So when we received, for example, last year we received a significant amount of rainfall, we experience now this imbalance in the ecosystem where certain animals are not eating on the grass, or farmers not doing certain control on their grass. And then we have what we call thick biomass. This is fire load, which is now available for a fire to consume.
Sikongo adds that activities such as charcoal production also play a major role in accidental fires, and that farmers need to be observant of the conditions around which fires are made.
Generally, we would say most fires are human causes or human caused. Number one, it's accidental fires. When we say accidental fires, it's the time when farmers or charcoal producers are trying to make a living out of burning some wood to make charcoal, or when they want to do pre-burns so that if a fire comes, then it won't go that further. And then these accidental fires can get out of hand, and once it gets out of hand, with what we would call August and September winds, when there is the wind blows very strongly, these fires can rage over a lot of kilometers and it's uncontrolled. So the other aspect is to look at how can we prevent damage to property or even loss of life. Since I said it can be accidental, so the only way is to prevent the spread of these fires. So when we say prevention is better than cure, we definitely mean prevention is better than cure. So the first thing we need to do is get ourselves ready for the winter season, when it's the peak season for grass fire, or like currently spring, when the wind is blowing very hard. So what the community can do is call the local authority fire brigade and ask what preventative measures within that locality that they fall in. And if the locality does not fall within the local authority, or the area in terms of jurisdiction does not fall within the local authority, then they need to call the Directorate of Forestry. They are the national custodian of wild or veld fire management. They have very good written documents that just needs a synergy between the local authority as well as now the regional government in terms of mitigation.
According to livestock farmer in Hartap region, Chantel Maton, the nature of the wildfire was due to farm workers wrongly disposing of cigarette butts and labor activities such as welding, which can easily spark a flame because of the dry grass in the area.
So I felt the need to go out to the wildfires because I felt I should bring my part to the community. Precautionary measures such as to see which side is the fire coming from, to see that there's no glasses that can be carried through to lit a fire, or any coal that will lit the grass to just put it out. Farmers are still busy assessing to see the damages. There's no feedback yet on livestock that got damaged or property or livestock that died. What caused the fire is negligence by farm workers, and it was it spread through the wind. The wind was quite blowing from all sides, directions.
Damage assessment is still underway to determine the extent of losses caused by the fire.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 5th of October. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls, 2 for $99.99 per pack and 1 for $109.99. Buy Nivea Roll-On 3 for $63. And exclusive to Club Card members, buy Huggies Gold Disposable Nappies Jumbo Pack, now $231.99 per pack. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Experience all the drama.
We are going to end this right now. But I'm trying to do something that will save the future of my company.
The suspense.
It's bad news. Somebody do something!
And the intrigue.
Just to make sure you were able to hear what they were talking about. Somebody paid you.
How far will you go to protect a family secret?
Call the ambulance, Lucas. I love him so much.
The Third Will, coming soon to One Africa TV.
In other leading stories, the city of Windhoek will join cities around the world in celebrating World Car Free Day this Thursday, the 22nd of September, under the theme Reducing Our Carbon Footprint. The main activity for the day will be a 5-kilometer cycle, run and or walk for City of Windhoek employees and Windhoek residents. The event will kick off at 8 o'clock in the morning at the City of Windhoek Commercial Customer Care Center. City Mayor Sarah Governors has invited all residents to leave their cars at home on the day and either cycle or make use of carpooling or public transport in celebration of the day. According to the organizer, Lauren Gauses, the City of Windhoek Section Head for Environmental Engineering, Windhoek is becoming motorized to such an extent that air pollution from vehicle exhaust fumes are fast becoming a concern. The Windhoek Car Free Day aims to raise awareness on carbon emissions effect on the climate and ways for residents to reduce their carbon footprint. It is expected that this year's first Windhoek Car Free Day will be the launching pad for the City of Windhoek to celebrate and promote the event on a yearly basis.
South African coal miners such as this one are benefiting from record coal prices as well as a significant rise in orders from European countries, eager to plug the gap left behind by Russia.
You import 90% of the milk we consume, the milk that is in the formal market.
The character that's the closest to me, well, it's Akisi, because Akisi is really made up of my own childhood experiences.
This is my favorite gear. Nivea Men Black and White Deo, with 5 times Deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try SA's #1 anti-stain deodorant.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial *130*780# and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
There are thousands of reasons to smile with a Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, where you can win instant cash for what you want most. Plus, get amazing savings like Cross & Blackwell Tangy Mayonnaise for only $36.99 or Coup Baked Beans in tomato sauce for just $12.49. Win your share of thousands in cash instantly with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, only at Spar.
Joseph Shifeni is up next with Business on One, the brief and the economic indicators.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. The Black People Economic Emancipation Association, BPEE, an organization led by activists Bulletin Noyoma and Michael Amushelelo, seeks to attract over 50,000 unemployed Namibians and entrepreneurs to join their association. The association aims to assist members, including entrepreneurs, with startup capital for business ventures.
Today on One, caught up with the two activists, Amushelelo and Noyoma in Windhoek, to elaborate on their newly created association, which they said was established before the incarceration in May this year. According to the deal, their association claims to, among others, assist aspiring entrepreneurs with startup capital to help establish black-owned businesses.
The Black People Economic Emancipation Association was formed this year. It's an economic vehicle that we have come together to say, look, for years we've been rallying around political parties and political alliances, but there has never been a concentration of young people, and black young people in particular, to look into the economic spheres of our country. So remember, we have a lot of young farmers who are in the villages, but all of us are fighting for space to be in ShopRite, Pick and Pay, and other spaces. But we can ultimately create that market for ourselves. So that's what the association seeks to achieve. So far we have a running database of close to, I think, 200 to 300 people that have already shown interest in terms of that application process, because we had run it before we've gone to prison. So we are now at the point where we are filtering and assessing those that can qualify to become members, and it must really benefit those particular people that you want them to ultimately benefit.
After analyzing financial data, Amushelelo simplified the numbers the association will be looking at.
We are then going to collectively each contribute 1,000 Namibian dollars. Once we have 1,000 Namibian dollars times 50,000, that's equal to 50 million Namibian dollars. So with this 50 million Namibian dollars, you're welcome to run your numbers. I do maths for a living. We then set up retail shops. We're going to set up first 10 supermarkets. We've got 50 million divided by 10 gives you, one shop is going to cost 5 million Namibian dollars. So what we then do once we have set up those shops, the 50,000 of us that we are owners in this shop, all we do is we stop going to buy from white capital monopole, and now we start buying from our own shops.
Amushelelo provided clarity on some of the country's reformed laws that the association will focus on, and revealed that the association will not only rally members within the country, but globally as well.
We've been getting quite a lot of interest from our fellow Africans. In Zambia, we've got about 30 people who have already signed up. In Zimbabwe, we've got about another 25. We are also grateful for our brothers in the diaspora and our sisters in the diaspora, especially Canada and the United Kingdom. The association is about black people. That's why we're deliberate in naming the association Black People. We didn't name it Namibia Economic Empowerment or whatever this sort is, because it's ideally for all blacks. Our South African brothers, we also need to congratulate and thank them, because their interest has been one of the highest growing numbers. As of yesterday, we've already signed up close to about 90 of them. So we are truly grateful for all black people in the world who are signing up for the Black People's Economic Emancipation Vehicle.
Amushelelo and Noyoma are adamant that they have not delinked themselves from their respective political parties, while adding the vision of their association is to empower all young black people.
The clock has struck for your daily business and financial news update. Brought to you by The Brief.
In Namibia, liquidators are struggling to find buyers for the defunct National Airlines remaining assets more than a year after it went bust. Finance Minister Ipumbu Shimi has said. Shimi, who is also acting Public Enterprises Minister, told Parliament that liquidators are working around the clock to secure severance packages for over 600 former Namibia employees, adding that the liquidators are trying their best in sourcing appropriate buyers for such assets and have the three creditors and employees' interests at heart. However, he said potential buyers for the carrier's aircraft had submitted offers. Information gathered by the brief shows that South Africa-based airline BDS Airways submitted a $1.4 billion offer to buy the assets of the liquidated national airline. Shimi said the liquidators David Bruni and Ian McLaren had only managed to collect around $60 million in accounts, receivables and service deposits, with no definite timeline for the conclusion of the liquidation process. South African multinational mobile telecommunications company MTN Group no longer has a presence in Namibia after selling off its interest to its local partner, the brief can exclusively reveal. MTN was operating in the country through MTN Business Namibia, which was partly owned by Bino Nipondoka's Profile Investment Holdings after it acquired a 30% stake in a 2017 deal. The exit of MTN and its synonymous yellow branding has seen the local business rebranded to Ucom Mobile. It is not clear how much the local partners paid for MTN shares. This comes 5 years after the MTN Group had announced plans to launch a mobile service in Namibia, a development that is still to take off the ground.
This was your daily Namibian business and financial news update. For in-depth stories, read more on thebrief.com.na now.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to join us again next time, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages.
Prevent cramps with Fabifarm's new MVA cramp stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabifarm's MVA cramp stop contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps, with a full month supply of capsules. It's Fabifarm's new MVA cramp stop, your #1 choice in cramp prevention. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 5th of October. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls, 2 for $99.99 per pack and 1 for $109.99. Buy Nivea Roll-On 3 for $63. And exclusive to Club Card members, buy Huggies Gold Disposable Nappies Jumbo Pack, now $231.99 per pack. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
The things that you say, the things that you do, the things that you say, the things that you do, you make me wonder.
The Windhoek City Police impounded 17 minibuses and arrested 5 public transport operators for violating traffic laws such as overloading, driving without transport permits, and reckless and negligent driving. The drivers were arrested during an operation that started in the capital city on Tuesday. Katazo said bus drivers are negligent and cause unnecessary accidents. Cecilia said the minibuses are lifesavers in Windhoek. Albiers applauded the city police, saying that buses are causing havoc on the roads and disregard traffic rules. Pele asked why operators still pay for a permit after every 3 months. Ida said they overload and cut off other drivers at traffic lights. And that's all from Comments Corner. Please continue engaging with us on our stories for more updates.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder. Instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me one sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
There are thousands of reasons to smile with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, where you can win instant cash for what you want most. Plus, get amazing savings like Huggies Dry Comfort Nappies Value Pack for only $159.99 or 3 kg Sunlight Hand Washing Powder for just $79.99. Win your share of thousands in cash instantly with the Spar Rewards Grand Cash Giveaway, only at Spar.
This is VOA Tech.
The scary thing about traumatic brain injury is that brain cells don't grow back the same way skin cells would after a scrape. So often rehabilitation means retraining the brain to do mundane tasks.
All right, ready to make the transfer now?
Traumatic injury, when somebody, such as a car accident, where they're going forward, your brain is moving kind of like jello in there, and it's called coup contra coup, so it bounces.
This is VOA Tech.
Up next is the sports with Castro Lumbu.
Good evening and welcome to Sports on One. I'm your host Castro Ulumbu. With nearly 3 weeks to go before Namibia's Under-20 national team kicks off their Confederation of African Football Association tournament in Eswatini, the team is in high spirits during preparations. Today on One Sports Desk, caught up with Namibia's Young Warriors Gaffer to find out on how his team has been preparing as well as his thoughts on his opponents at the tournament. Today on One Sports has more on this story. As the training for the upcoming Under-20 COSAFA tournament kicks into high gear, Namibia's Young Warriors head coach James Brits briefed Sports on One on how preparations are going for the team as well as the squad's readiness. Brits also gave his thoughts on his opponents at the tournament. The Young Warriors will face Comoros, South Africa and Malawi.
Look, it's a difficult draw. We are playing against Comoros, then we are playing against South Africa, and the last game will be against Malawi. 2 years ago, we also played against Comoros. We also played against Malawi. The only difference is South Africa coming in. So we almost had the same draw. But I think it's doable to go through. I think we believe in the boys' ability. Just with hard work and dedication, I think we can stand a chance. But I can guarantee you it will not be an easy group. It's a difficult group. But as a Namibian, we always want to go further. We want to go one step further. Last time we ended second. We want to try and do one better. And we believe it's possible. Fitness level at the moment, we are not there yet, but I think we are getting better. We are having 2 sessions. You can't just focus on one part of football. There's different types of different parts that we need to focus on. We always try to combine what we needed to do, because we are focused on transition, we are focused on possession, and then also the tactical part, the movement of the players without the ball. So all those things we are trying to combine with the fitness as well. So. Yeah, but I think the boys are improving. Most of them are new. There's only 4 players, that has been with us the last time. So the rest of the boys are new. So we are taking it day by day, step by step, and we believe that the boys will be ready for the tournament in time.
3 players who received their first call-ups to the national team expressed excitement for being selected to the training camp and are looking forward to be included in the final squad for the tournament.
It's so amazing, it's so blessed, so nice to be called up for the under-20 national trials. Yeah, and so far I'm coping with the coach, we're doing right with the training. Everything's going well. The expectation for the camp is to build the team spirit, to be with the boys from other regions, to know where to start and where to end.
The training here, it has been tough. It's not easy. So we still have to work hard for the final squad to be selected. It's a very good experience for an inexperienced player like me. It's my first time here. And it's tough for me to handle things here.
As you can see, the training is tough. Some of us, but we are almost getting to it. And it's very nice for being called for the national trials. And I hope so, I'll do so. I'll try my level best to be in the final 20.
The Young Warriors finished as runners-up at the 27th edition of the Cup tournament in 2020 after narrowly losing to Mozambique 1-0. Thank you for watching. Catch us again tomorrow for more updates on Sports on One.
Thank you, Castro. Up next is the weather forecast.
A look at the weather forecast, but first an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Cool Arctic air migrating to the northeast is to be expected by tomorrow. The interior will be cool at first, otherwise sunny and cool to mild in the south, central and eastern regions. Elsewhere sunny and warm to hot. Windy weather will persist in the interior. The coast will be partly cloudy and mild to warm. The wind moderate easterly to southwesterly.
We've come to the end of tonight's edition of Today on One. From me and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Early this morning, woke up holding my hair, hearing my heartbeat all night long. Shades of this motel keeping me in bed, reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up, take a deep breath, keep it together, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. Don't let it get away, it's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. It's so beautiful. Sometime later, getting the words wrong, wasting the meaning.